this is our NBA mock draft. And the way that we're going to do this is that we are going to play rock, paper, scissors, and shoot for the number 1 pick. And whoever gets it will draft 1. The next guy will draft 2. Then we'll draft 3. And let's say, Riv has the 6th overall pick. But I say, look, Riv, that's the Knicks. I want to draft for the Knicks. I want to trade. We want to trade spots. We can absolutely do that because we make the rules here.
Okay, I like that. So because of that,
we're going to start this mock draft. So I don't know who wants to play for rock, paper, scissors for the first pick first.
No, we did. All 3 of us. Whoever lost.
I have the first pick last time.
You did have the first pick.
That's fire.
All right. So let's all do it. Okay. How do you guys play? Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot, or rock, paper, scissors, shoot?
Says shoot.
Respectable.
Says or and?
Says.
I mean, and says is the same.
Rock, paper,
syllables.
scissors, says shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, come on.
Says shoot. Who says shoot?
Come on, everyone.
It's and shoot.
Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, says shoot. Oh, it's a 3-way tie. No way.
Oh, wow.
Let's go.
So mad.
All right, here we go.
Rock, paper, scissors, says shoot. All right,
let's go, Riff. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, says shoot. All right, first pick.
Just to let you guys know, the first time, if you're listening to this, Andrew got rock, Riv got scissors, I got paper.
Yep.
And then the second time, Riv and Drew got rock, I got scissors, and then I got eliminated, and then Drew beat Riv.
No, other way around. Yeah.
Riv beat Drew. Okay.
He caught on to my scheme.
So
I do rock every single time.
So we're all on Fanspo, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so who's your first overall pick? Pistons have this first.
Number one pick is pretty obvious. I'm going to take Cade Cunningham. Detroit gets their guy, their franchise superstar, and their game changer. He fits perfectly with Killian Hayes, and I don't see why they wouldn't go anywhere else or trade this pick. So Cade is the clear number 1 pick in my eyes.
Okay. So this is pretty easy for me, too. I feel like the Rockets are go ahead, you could do that. So I feel like this one's pretty easy for me, too. Rockets are chasing to find their replacement for Harden, and KPJ's more that point guard role where he could definitely feed his guys, and I look to this guy, Jalen Green, to be the primary scorer. He's definitely, in my opinion, the best scorer in this draft, so I feel like this is a pretty obvious pick here, too.
So you're picking Jalen Green.
Jalen Green to the Rockets, 2nd overall.
They have no cap. That's hilarious.
All right, the third pick.
John Wall,
the third pick in the NBA draft belongs to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And with the third pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Jonathan Kaminga from the G League Ignite team.
Crazy.
We go with the surprise pick.
I like
Cleveland doesn't go Mobley. They go with the wing and Kaminga, who they see a lot of potential in. Cavaliers fans may be mad, but hey, mock drafts are unpredictable, and I have Kaminga going to the Cavaliers.
Explain that a little bit. Why do you feel like you got Kaminga over Mobley here?
He's been linked to the Cavs. I think that the Cavaliers believe in Jared Allen, and I don't think they can have twin towers with Mobley and Allen.
Okay.
I don't believe in a lineup where Mobley plays a 4. I just don't. And if you draft Kaminga, you trade Sexton, you move Okoro to the 2, you have Kaminga at the 3, Garland at the 1, and whoever you trade Sexton for can fill that 4 spot. For example, if they trade with the Knicks, you get Obi back, a pick, and Knox. Obi can either be their starting 4, or he can come off the bench and it can be Kevin Love. And now Cleveland does what Cleveland does, and we'll see what happens. We're not sure. Obviously, that sounds like a disgusting lineup, but we're not sure how good Kaminga can be, because if he can be really good, then this might accelerate Cleveland's rebuild.
For sure.
Well, this puts me in a very, very, very tricky situation because I feel like Mobley dropping the 4 is what Toronto wants, but I think Suggs is still in the market because it really depends on what Kyle Lowry does. But going off the assumption that Suggs gets Kyle Lowry gets traded, he goes to a playoff team, I think a lineup of Van Vliet, Anunoby, Van Vliet, Trent Jr., Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Evan Mobley would be very dangerous. So I think with the 4th pick, because Joel went Kaminga at 3, Mobley's going to go at 4.
I like that a lot. Okay. So now if I'm Orlando here, I'm ecstatic. Because I didn't think that this guy would be here. And it's unfortunate because you look at Orlando right now and they have a few guards up top, but you don't really know what they really are. They committed to Fultz for a little bit now, and you have Cole Anthony. But I feel like this guy right here, Jalen Suggs, he's going to be the difference maker of that squad. You're looking to this guy, and you feel like you need someone that can initiate the offense, that could go and get himself a bucket, that can get his teammates involved. So I'm going to go and get Jalen Suggs out of Gonzaga. Locked it in.
Wow, to the Magic. That's a Sacramento Kings type move last year when they drafted Halliburton when they had De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, this is perfect. I get the Warriors.
Oh, that ended up working out pretty well.
Did it?
So with the 6th overall pick,
This is crazy.
now that Jalen Suggs is not on the board, because I was going to pick Jalen Suggs with the 6th pick, I'm going with Scotty Barnes, 6'9", 225 out of Florida State. I think this is an easy pick.
Perfect.
For the OKC Thunder. I think Scotty Barnes, at least athletically wise, he's one of the most athletic players in this draft, has a ton of potential, and I think he can relieve a lot of pressure off of Shea because he can play a point forward type of role.
Mm-hmm.
He calls himself a 6'9" point guard on Instagram. He believes he can play that, and I think this would be a good pick for OKC if he's there at 6.
The Warriors are in a very tricky situation. You know, they want to milk out what left they have of Steph Curry. Klay Thompson coming back from an injury. Draymond Green still plays at a high level. Jordan Poole broke out last year, and he played phenomenal. Andrew Wiggins is coming to his own. They have the 7th and the 14th pick. You know, they can package it. They've been in talks with Dame, but we're going to go off the assumption that they pick with this pick. And I think that they go James Bucknight. And I think that because I feel like Klay can play the 3, but I feel like with him coming off an ACL injury, you're not going to expect he's going to have that two-way play, and you need guys who can get their own bucket on Golden State. So I think with Davion Mitchell, you know, being undersized, being at that age, you kind of need a guy who can fit now but also fit for the future. So James Bucknight would be my pick at 7.
Okay. So now this pick might surprise you guys a little bit, but I just looked to what the Magic need right now.
They need everything.
And they definitely do need everything. And of course, with the first pick, I went shooting guard, and I just feel like I can't go another guard here. They're too guard heavy right now, and they traded away Vucevic. They need a big, but I'm not in love with Sengun. Sengun, help me out with how you pronounce his name. Sengun. So I feel like I'm gonna go Usman Garuba here with the 8th pick overall.
Whoa!
I am.
Yo, Magic fans are going to be mad as hell.
And I get it 100%. I just look at
Knoxville.
to what's exactly you need the Magic to get a scheme right now. Right now they don't have an identity, and I feel as if you bring Garuba, you bring in some defense. He can learn to play offense. Right now that's his big issue right now is that he doesn't have much of an offensive game. But you need to find it. If you're the Magic, you need an identity. And I feel like Garuba gives you that on the defensive side of the ball. So 8th pick, I'm gonna go Usman Garuba.
I cannot wait to read the comments.
If the Magic,
I'm interested in what they have to say too.
if the Magic actually do that on draft day, you had control of both picks, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah,
they go,
you definitely
if
did.
they go Suggs and they go Garuba, Magic fans will riot. I guarantee they'll riot.
So what would you have done if you were the Magic in that situation?
With the 5th pick, I'm going Barnes. With the 8th pick,
You
since
took Barnes.
No, I took.
Oh wait,
no,
you
he
did
took
no.
Suggs.
Oh my!
I was gonna go Suggs. He went
so
Suggs with Orlando.
Wow.
So that's why
okay.
I couldn't go shooting guard again, especially.
Wow.
I mean,
you got
Suggs is
full-
a point, but like the thing is that if I was a Magic, I would have drafted Scotty, and with the 8th pick, since you took Bucknight, I would have drafted Moody. That's what I would have
Okay,
done.
which makes a lot of sense. I just feel like Suggs, talent wise, is just.
You should have had Orlando. Well, we'll see how that goes. You know,
I can't wait to read the comments.
Me
for that.
Me too. I'm interested.
Sacramento. I need to hear this. What do they do?
With the 9th overall pick, the Sacramento Kings are not going to select Davion Mitchell because, come on, we know he's not gonna go there.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at the roster right now, they have De'Aaron Fox, they have Halliburton, they have Buddy Hield. Harrison Barnes is that 3. Right now at the center spot, Raquan Holmes, he's a free agent. Marvin Bagley hasn't lived up to potential. I feel like they need a 3. And I feel like because Harrison Barnes next year's a free agent.
So wait, before you continue, can I ask you a question? Is this pick your Sacramento, or are you weighing which way are you leaning, potential or NBA ready?
Sacramento, based on what they did last year, they went NBA ready with Halliburton.
So you think they go potential right now?
I think they go NBA ready because I think Fox and those guys, they're ready to win right now.
I agree.
Because of that, I'm going
No, I know
with
you're gonna take
Franz Wagner.
Yep.
I'm going with Franz Wagner out of Michigan. I think Franz Wagner is a very versatile defender. I think he's better than his brother Mo. At least translating to the NBA game, he's better. College-wise, Mo was better.
Yeah.
But translating to the NBA, Franz Wagner is better, and he can shoot the ball as well. He can handle somewhat, and he was well coached by Juwan Howard at Michigan. So I think he'll be a good fit with Sacramento.
So if you went potential, you would have took Jalen.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. We was on the same page. Wow. So I have the Pelicans, and this team is a tricky one. But from what we've saw in the media, Lonzo Ball, we don't know if he's going to come back. They said they'll match an offer, but they're not going to go too far for Lonzo Ball. You still have Brandon Ingram. You still have Zion Williamson. Nickel Alexander-Walker, he was kind of getting into his own last year. Jackson Hayes was good down the stretch. You need somebody who can get the ball to Brandon and Zion. And looking at this draft, Davion Mitchell, I don't think goes to Sacramento. To the Pelicans. He's not at their timeline. So with this pick, I think the best option would be to take Josh Giddey, a guy who can play the point forward, 6'8". You know, he has good instincts. He has a high IQ, somebody who can be a initiator in the NBA. He just has to get his size up. But this is the pick I think they go with Josh Giddey at 10.
All right, so now you kind of made this pick a little bit easier on me. I got the 11th pick with the Charlotte Hornets. I feel like this guy dropping in this part of the draft, I feel like is a good value for where the Hornets are. Right now, you got LaMelo Ball there as, you know, that hybrid type guard where he's definitely got the size to I wouldn't say bump down low, but definitely be able to get his own down low too. But of course has that outside game to go with it, and he's probably going to be your primary ball handler. But I look at Charlotte and I just think that they need defense, and I'm not sure if I can rely on Devonta Graham although he is a solid playmaker. I'm not sure if I can rely on him night in, night out. So I'm gonna lean Davion Mitchell here. I feel as if they need someone to come in, play defense, where people are looking at Davion Mitchell as potentially the best defensive player in this draft, and I just feel like he would fit their scheme a lot better than a lot of the other talent here on the board. So
I just want to say this. If I owned a team, I would just specifically hire you to just work my players out. Okay. I don't want you making any decisions. I don't want you,
really?
Yeah, I don't want you. You would be my guy. I would hire you without a doubt because you are a great guy in the gym. Like, work my guys out, do this. But to pick players or scout anything, I would have went Moody with that pick. Charlotte.
But a lot of forget about a lot of people. It's just I'm looking at Moody and it's not that he excels at one thing specifically
but you
than
said,
another.
The first thing you said was need defense.
And Davion Mitchell right now is potentially the best defensive player in this draft.
But Moses fits defense for an NBA. He's 6'6", long arms. He fits it more.
No,
than
he's
Davion
definitely
Mitchell.
undersized, but I'm just looking at Charlotte. They need a true point guard, and Davion could do that for them.
So you think, well, because Graham is a free agent.
Exactly.
So.
And I think that he hasn't shown me enough to think that they're going to sign him. Terry Rozier is more of a two guard in my opinion. LaMelo obviously is the guy on the squad. I just think that they need defense right now. Yeah. So that's why I went Davion. That was a little strong saying. Barrett, listen,
I think both of you guys are wrong. I think Moody wouldn't have been the ideal pick. If it was me, I would have picked Alperen Şengün.
Well, you're higher on him.
Their center is Cody Zeller.
You're higher on him than we are.
Well, to his point,
because he's a really good player.
I'm with him there because that was the guy I was looking at aside from him.
In all honesty, have you seen him play yet?
I've seen him one game. I've seen one game so far.
Okay.
He reminds me of Ennis Cantor.
He reminds me of Sabonis.
That's a hard comparison, especially with.
Okay, but we all think that Sabonis his numbers are extremely overrated.
But he's still an all-star.
Really?
Ennis Cantor. Hold up, before you say something. Ennis Cantor doesn't play with the motor that Şengün plays with.
That's fair.
When you watch Şengün play, he's flying all over the place. Let me make my pick and drop the goddamn sound because you've been forgetting.
Y'all be talking before I can even
With the
hit
12th
the
overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Jalen Johnson out of Duke. I wanted to go with Alperen Şengün at this pick so freaking bad, but the Spurs need a guy who can become a superstar. And Jalen Johnson, I don't think he's going to be that, but his talent, his athleticism gives him the opportunity to. DeMar DeRozan is probably gone, so the Spurs would have a lineup of DeJounte Murray, Devin Vassell. You move Keldon Johnson to the 3. You have Jalen Johnson at the 4, and then Jakob Poeltl at the 5. And I think Jalen Johnson gives the Spurs a lot of athleticism. That's still a really poorly constructed roster in terms of three-point shooting. But I think Jalen Johnson just gives the Spurs a lot of potential moving forward. I didn't want to pick Keon Johnson because I thought that Lonnie Walker and him are kind of the same type of
Fair enough.
guy in terms of their athletic traits. And I think they already have that two-guard spot figured out somewhat.
Do you want me to pick? Because GS is after this pick.
Yes.
Okay. So 13th pick overall, Indiana Pacers on the board right now. And this is an interesting pick because they don't really need a shooting guard. They have Malcolm Brogdon. In my opinion, I feel like they need a point guard. And I'm going to drop down a little bit on the board yet again. I feel like Sharif Cooper here is going to be my selection. I just think that Indiana doesn't want Malcolm Brogdon to be the primary ball handler. And where he can do that, I feel as if Sharif Cooper's going to come in, and he's shown me that he can go get himself a bucket too. But at the same time, his critique right now is that he's a ball hog or he's a jock. But if you watch the games, it's really as if he had no other choice. He wasn't really playing with a lot of talent there. So I feel as if Sharif Cooper's going to come in, he's going to fit that scheme very well, and he's going to gel pretty nicely with the likes of Sabonis, Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, and Warren's coming back too, which is another thing that people haven't mentioned. He missed basically all of this season too. So you plug in Sharif Cooper to that. Definitely undersized at 6'1", but has a huge motor and is definitely gonna live up to that expectation.
I love that pick.
I would have went Trey.
Murphy?
Man.
Okay.
Trey Mann?
Wow.
Or Murphy,
Explain
too,
it.
because they don't have because the Indiana, first of all, Indiana in general, that was a hard pick for me anyways. It was giving me a headache, honestly, thinking about it. Because their team, their starting five is pretty much set with Brogdon, LeVert, Warren, Sabonis, Miles Turner. I would have thought maybe I could have went a big because they've been talking about trading Miles Turner, maybe Sengun. But then I also would have thought Aaron Holiday's there, Justin's still there. They have a backup guard. They don't have a backup wing, though.
You know who I would have went with? They're losing Doug McDermott. I would have went with Corey Kispert.
Yeah, somebody who they're looking for a guy who's pretty much NBA ready.
Fair enough.
But Sharif isn't a bad pick. They do need a backup point guard.
I feel like Murphy would have been good too, 6'8".
Yeah,
Trey Murphy at 13 though. Nah, man, that's too high for me.
I'm just thinking size. I'm not a huge fan of Kispert, truthfully.
So you make your pick, man. Make your pick.
Yeah, Golden State right
Warriors,
now.
14th overall pick.
this pick is easy. They need somebody who looks like a Golden State Warriors basketball player. They need somebody who,
Corey Kispert.
No, they need what? No, I'm not picking Kispert.
Uh-huh.
They need somebody who locks in on the defensive end while also being able to score on the other end. And this pick is easily Moses Moody. I think Kispert would have been a good pick if Moody wasn't here.
So
but
Bucknight and Moody, that's your draft. I would have
gone.
I would have went with
Sengun.
Isaiah Jackson.
Okay.
the reason why I wouldn't go Isaiah Jackson is
They don't have a 5.
but Isaiah isn't really a 5.
Oh wait.
So
I'm
Sengun.
tripping. They have Wiseman. I'm tripping.
Wiseman and Looney are still there.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
So
Because
stop.
I'm under the assumption
And they're
that
trading it.
they're trading.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but then
Wiseman.
if that's the case,
That's why I said
take Sengun.
I said that early off the assumption that we keep both these picks.
So off the bench, you're gonna have Poole, Moody, and Bucknight.
That's a danger.
And this is with the assumption that Klay comes back healthy as well.
Because you got to remember, Klay's not going to be that two-way. Well, we don't know, but coming off of 2 legs, he's going to be hard for him to keep up with guards in the league. So you need that scoring. The Warriors lacked last year was scoring coming off the bench. When Steph went down, they couldn't keep up with scoring. So I think Moses Moody and Bucknight would be a pretty nice draft for these guys.
Now with the 15th overall pick, the Wizards have the selection.
Oh, yeah, you
and
go.
that's you. You have the Wizards pick.
No,
Or
you do.
I do. Okay.
And then you're gonna go after him.
Yeah, I know.
This is
Go
tough.
Back to rotation.
Yep.
Do I want to gift OKC Alperen Şengün? Well, but based on your drafting skills, I don't think he might even go there.
I'm taking OKC.
Who, mine?
Yeah.
No, I'm
I
going
don't
You're
even
doing a
OKC.
decent
Oh,
job.
you're going OKC? Okay.
No respect.
Don't
I don't think
do
you're
nothing
going
dumb.
Şengün.
Don't do nothing dumb.
The
What
thing
about-
with
all right.
Washington is that they have Gafford, they have Thomas Bryant. I think they need defense here. And if they do go center, I see Isaiah Jackson instead of Şengün. You have Russell Westbrook, you have Bradley Beal. You need a 3 because Hachimura is the 4 right now. So I'm looking at Trey Murphy. I'm looking at Kispert. I'm looking at Keon Johnson. And the guy that sticks out to me the most right here is Keon Johnson.
Really?
I think, yes. I think him being there at the 15th overall pick, his athleticism, his upside, he can create his own shot. He's a very good mid-range shooter. He's a lockdown defender.
It's a small 3.
I think Keon Johnson could fit very well next to Westbrook and Bradley Beal, and he would cover a lot of the defensive flaws that Beal has. And I think he would be a great pick. I would have picked Trey Murphy, but I don't think Trey Murphy has that upside. I don't think so. And that's why I'm going with Keon Johnson. He's too good to pass up on at the 15th overall pick.
That's hilarious. You stole my pick. I was going to go Keon at 16.
I wanted Keon to fall to Memphis.
Well, you know, OKC is also another weird team. You know, they have a bunch of young guys, Poku, Maladone, SGA, Luke, and Dortz. But I think what they're really lacking is a 5. I don't think Poku is really a 5. He's too skinny. Darius Baisley, he's also not a 5. So I think the best position here, we get 16, we get Sengun. You know, we get a young guy, overseas guy.
Okay.
Get him in there to play our 5, and then we run a very smart, intelligent lineup.
All right. So that means with the 17th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies will be selecting Trey Murphy III out of Virginia. Now, you look at him, and he has a solid frame, 6'8", has a 7-foot wingspan, one of the best shooters in this draft, and you want to surround a guy like John Morant with other people that are able to get their shot off, and you want John Morant to be able to take to drive to the basket and kick it to an open guy. So I feel like Trey Murphy III is going to be my selection here.
I would win Kispert.
Really?
Memphis needs like a shooter.
But right now they really need a 2 guard. And you look at Dylan Brooks over there. It's like Dylan Brooks is holding down that 3 position for them right now.
So for me, with the 18th overall pick, OKC. With the 6th overall pick, Scotty Barnes was the pick. With the 16th pick, Şengün was the pick. So we have a lineup of Shea, Dort, Barnes, Şengün. The only thing missing right there is a knockdown, dead-eye shooter.
I don't want to interrupt you. Knicks have the next pick. Would you like to kick this to Riv?
I think you're going to select who I want the Knicks to select.
I'll probably.
So I'm going to trust you.
Okay, that's respect right there.
So.
That's
because
respect
of that,
right there.
I'm picking Corey Kispert with the 18th overall pick.
Okay.
In this draft, the Thunderland Kispert,
That's a good
Barnes, and Şengün. I think that would be an amazing draft for them. You better pick who I think you're going to pick.
I'm confident we're on the same page here. You guys need a point guard. You need somebody who can play make, who can score. And he's right here on the market. So I think I can just go ahead and say Trey Mann. Yeah, easily. He's a weird guy, but he has a lot of upside. And he's somebody who can definitely be a really good player in the NBA. So I think I'm going to go Trey Mann here. And you better have a good pick next, too.
Okay.
Because you have Atlanta.
Okay, so Atlanta's tough right now because obviously they just made the Eastern Conference Finals. They're on a high right now. But I look at their squad and I look at Clint Capella, and obviously his defensive game is outside of shot blocking limited. So I look here and I'm looking at the bigs available. I have Isaiah Jackson. I have Kai Jones. And I think I'm going to go size. I'm going to take Isaiah Jackson here. And truthfully, you have Coach Calipari. He's definitely been one of those guys that has been known to.
You're taking Isaiah Jackson.
What do you think? Do you think I should have took Kai Jones there?
I don't think you should take a big man.
They have Onyeka and they have Danilo on the bench.
They need a center right now. Truthfully,
Onyeka is different. His defense is crazy.
In my opinion, I'm not truly sold on him.
So you don't think with Lou Will being 36, they don't need a point guard?
You have Trae Young. Do you really need a point guard?
Off the bench?
So who would you have gone point? Jared Butler? Yeah. I don't know. That's
your pick.
Fair. Listen, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I feel as if they definitely need someone down low, especially with John Collins being a free agent.
Right?
Isaiah Jackson out of Kentucky. So again, you have John Collins, who it's not 100% certain that he's gonna come back, and God forbid he ends up walking. You're left at a hole at the power forward position. This guy can play that with Capella playing the 5 as well. And if you're not sold on Capella and you don't want to give him a contract, Isaiah could fit into that 5 also. So I'm pretty confident in that pick. You guys have been a little tough on me, but I'm solid with that one.
With the 21st overall pick, the New York Knicks are going to select. You went point guard. You went Trey Mann with the 21st pick. Right here, I'm looking at a Tom Thibodeau guy, And when I think about a Tom Thibodeau type of guy, I think about a guy who has been well coached. I think about a guy who has ultimate versatility on the offensive and the defensive end. And I want somebody who also has an upside. And because of that, I'm going to go with a surprise pick. And it's going to be the first surprise pick of the draft. But this guy is one of my
I was going to say,
this
Garuba
guy
apparently
is
gave
one
you
of
guys a
my
heart attack.
favorite players this guy is one of my favorite players in the draft. I'm going with Aaron Henry out of Michigan State.
What the? Can I curse?
I'm going with Aaron Henry out of Michigan State.
Dude, I can't even find him on the board.
Bro. I got a questions. Let me find him first.
I'm going with Aaron Henry.
What number was he?
He was 50-something.
All
That
right,
board
so
doesn't know what
explain it.
they're talking about. Aaron Henry, watching him, this guy can shoot, even though he has a funky form sometimes. His hand kind of goes out sometimes. But Aaron Henry can shoot. He can create for other players. He's a pretty good playmaker for his size and for the position that he played. He was coached under Tom Izzo. He plays basketball the right way. He's a very great defender, versatile defender. I think Aaron Henry is one of the more slept-on players in this draft. And whoever drafts him is going to get a steal. I know you wanted me to select Chris Duarte here. I'm not selecting Chris Duarte. I'm not selecting Zaire Williams.
You were going to pick Cameron Thomas.
I'm not picking Cam Thomas because I already have Trey Mann. And Cam Thomas, even though I think he's a very good scorer, he's not a Tom Thibodeau player. I'm thinking like Tom Thibodeau. I'm thinking like last year, nobody expected the Knicks to select Emmanuel Quickley. This year, nobody's going to expect them to select Aaron Henry. And I think Aaron Henry's a guy who I would be ecstatic if the Knicks select him.
So what messed me up was you said he has one of the highest upsides at his position.
I think he does.
And you picked him over Zaire Williams?
Zaire Williams is not somebody who I put a lot of stock into.
But you put a lot of stock in Aaron Henry.
I do. I do. I like Aaron Henry.
That's tough.
It's very tough. I don't know about that. That's a tough one, but okay.
All right. Can I make the pick for my boys?
Absolutely.
Thank you, bro. All right. So with the 22nd pick in the 2021 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Jared Butler out of Baylor.
Okay.
So right now, the big story right now is that the Lakers are looking for a point guard and someone to take the ball out of LeBron's hands, which, in my opinion, I love the ball in LeBron's hands, but I get it. He's getting older. You want someone else to initiate the offense, give LeBron a break. And this guy's very versatile. He can get you a bucket. He's definitely has a willingness to pass the ball. So Jared Butler is going to be my selection here, and I'm definitely confident with this one, especially at pick 22.
That's a good pick.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate that.
That's actually your best pick so far.
I feel like I've had some good ones.
Right. Houston.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Houston being at the position is that, we got our guy in Jalen Green. We got KPG. You heard that, right?
Did you just rip ass?
No, that wasn't me. I think that was this thing.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I heard that too.
Okay. I was like, hey, yo.
KPG, you mean KPJ?
Yeah, that's. I heard it was like
It's
KPJ, Jalen Green. Eric Gordon is probably going to be gone. We got Christian Wood. Jason Tate, he came out late. He's a little old, but he's still a really good player. We need a 3. And we kind of really need a 3 and a 4. Somebody who is kind of an in-betweener. And based off Jalen Green getting picked up, I think right now we can go with a guy with a lot of potential and somebody where we can kind of wait and see on. And right now, it's tough because it's between Kai Jones and Zaire Williams for me right now. But I think I'm going to go. Actually, no, because I have this pick and the next pick. So can I just pick twice?
You could do that. Unless you want to pick for the Rockets.
You forfeit your pick if you do that.
It's true.
When are the Clippers?
You
the
can
Clippers
have
are the 25th pick.
Yeah, they're right after.
Nah, I'm not forfeiting my pick.
Right.
I need the Clippers. Actually, no. I'm going to forfeit my pick, yeah.
Wow.
So, Kai Jones right here, and then Zaire Williams right here. I think this is honestly a beautiful draft
Nice.
for the Houston Rockets. They get a versatile guy who can play on both ends and has the potential to be a real high-level player, and then Zaire Williams, who has a lot of potential too. I think bringing in these guys is definitely going to help this team into their future. So I think this is a really good draft for the Rockets.
Okay, Clippers.
With the Clippers right here, I think with the 25th pick, knowing Reggie Jackson is leaving, knowing you need a point guard, knowing Serge Ibaka may leave, I think they have a hole at the 5 spot. They could use a small ball five.
Batum is also not there.
That could be JT Thor, but I'm gonna go with Jaden Springer at this spot. I think Jaden Springer fits what the Clippers want to do. I think he plays with that edge. He's a really great defender. He's not much of a playmaker on offense or a shot creator at that, but he plays his role. You know, he's efficient. He shoots the three ball well. He plays his role, and I think next to Kawhi and PG, he can fit.
Okay. All right, so with the 26th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets will select Chris Duarte out of Oregon.
Okay.
So right now I'm looking at Denver, and I feel as if I'm not in love with the guards that they have. They definitely played – they overachieved in the playoffs. They had some great moments, but without Jamal Murray, they definitely were hurting. And I look at Chris Duarte as one of the best shooters in this draft, a guy who's 24 years old. So this is a guy that's going to be an NBA-ready type player now. And especially with the Nuggets, who are going to be wanting to chase a ring, especially after seeing a team like Milwaukee get it done. Denver has to be looking at their squad and think, we could definitely do this too. And they're going to want to draft a guy that's ready to go off, ready to go day one. And I feel like Chris Duarte is going to be that guy.
It's your pick.
Oh, wow. Okay. Brooklyn. You look at Brooklyn. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. They're in win now mode. Nicholas Claxton, he's kind of gotten that role. He's probably going to be the 5. Blake Griffin, we don't know if he's going to come back. You're probably going to get a lot of guys on the veteran. So building that young talent for just in case Kevin Durant, Harden, and Kyrie leave is going to be huge. And I think with Cameron Thomas being here, I don't see another pick that would be better. I think you pick Cameron Thomas for the future. You get a guy who can get a bucket. He can play if you need him to play. And he's also young, and you can build his game up, and he can be better. So I'm gonna go Cameron Thomas here
with the Nets.
Yeah,
that's a tough pick.
Okay,
that's a tough pick.
Okay, the 28th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers will be selecting JT Thor out of Auburn. I look at Philadelphia, and truthfully, they don't have many holes to me in that starting lineup. However, if I had to pinpoint one thing, they need a power forward. And JT Thor gives them size, gives them good ability down low to protect the rim. So I'm going to lean JT Thor here with that 28th pick overall.
So with the 29th pick in the NBA Draft, I think right now the Phoenix Suns, they might lose CP3. They might lose Campaign. So I think they're going to Sean Holland. A guy who's a hell of a scorer, is probably one of the best three-point shooters in this draft. I would have went with Grimes if Highland was off the board. I mean, if Highland was off the board, yeah.
And a Primo?
Josh Primo, to me, I think needs developing. That's why I'm not picking him at this spot.
Fair enough.
Now the last pick in the NBA Draft, the 30th pick, the Utah Jazz. Who do they select?
It's funny because, we talked about it before. A lot of their problems was they needed a small ball big. And looking at the draft right now, Charles Bassey, I don't really see him as a small ball big. He's kind of a down in the paint. He's strong. He's kind of a little bit slow. Daron Sharp, he's not really that either. And I think, picking Kessler Edwards at this pick, this is the only pick in the draft that they have, but they need that type of guy. And they can go young with Isaiah Todd, or they can go NBA ready at Kessler Edwards. I think because of the situation they're in, and because of when now they're in, and how far they are in their, in their direction, I think Kessler Edwards is the pick at 30.
Okay.
And that's going to do it for our NBA Draft. And don't close out your tabs because I may need those. There was that picture later on.
Okay.
But this is the 2021 NBA Mock Draft, the pick-a-side mock draft. Let us know in the comments down below who do you think had the best picks out of all of us.
And who had the worst picks.
The worst picks.
Yeah.
If you're a Magic fan, what did you think about Drew's picks? What do you think about
Please let me know.
All fan bases?
Drafting Jalen Suggs, Usman and Garuba. All fan bases are welcome to give their input on our mock draft. So just to recap it, K to the Pistons, Green to the Rockets, Kaminga to the Cavs, Mobley to the Raptors, Suggs to the Magic, Barnes to the Thunder, Bucknight to the Warriors, Garuba to the Magic, Franz Wagner to the Kings, Josh Giddey Pelicans, Davion Mitchell Hornets, Jalen Johnson Spurs, Sharif Cooper Pacers, Moses Moody, Warriors, Keon Johnson, Wizards, Alperen Şengün, OKC, Trey Murphy, Grizzlies, Corey Kispert, OKC, Trey Mann, Knicks, Isaiah Jackson, Atlanta, Aaron Henry, Knicks, Jared Butler, Lakers, Kai Jones, Rockets, Chris Duarte, Rockets, Jaden Springer, Clippers, Zaire Williams, Nuggets, Cameron Thomas, Nets, JT Thor, Sixers.
Chris Duarte, Rockets.
No, it was Kai Jones and Zaire Williams.
I flipped it because I accidentally pressed it. So yeah,
all good.
24 was Zaire Williams with the Rockets, and 26 was Chris Duarte with the Nuggets. JT Thor to the Sixers. 29 was Nashawn Holland to the Suns, and the last pick was Kessler Edwards to the Utah Jazz.